bit
Yes.
could be bullied if there's going to be a very strong lane dominator there. So if they really want DK, they could go like Razor Ban into DK pickup, but I don't know if it's worth doing all of that setup. It seems more likely that they go towards that Venge or banning the Venge and maybe picking up something else. I guess we'll have to just wait and see. They don't have a whole lot of reserve time left,
Yep.
so.
And Earth Spirit taken out, so as far as full position heroes go for demons, we've seen him play the Earth Spirit, we saw him play Clockwork last game. Clockwork's still there if they wanted to have round 2 at the mid pulls, but not sure if that's going to be something they have in mind or not for this game.
Alright, so they do end up getting rid of the Venge, so I guess they didn't want it for themselves, so they probably have some other support in mind, potentially. They've already got the Bat Rider to catch the Nature's Prophet, and I feel like the Bat is a pretty good initiator to have against the Gyrocopter as well, that they're going to have to follow that up with a little bit of burst from somewhere. That definitely fits the bill.
Yes.
So, there you go.
Inflame, his hero pool has just been crazy throughout this tournament. We've seen him play all kinds of different things and very different heroes. We've seen him play Abaddon mid, now we see him play the Zeus. He'll play the standard stuff like the Invoker as well when it's needed, but this is not a guy scared of playing something a bit new or a bit different with the new metagame.
Yeah, and it not only synergizes with the Bat Rider from the perspective of, okay, now they've got the burst damage to deal with whoever they lasso after they bring them in, but being able to scout with the ultimate as well, and then get the immediate blink jump in from the Bat. They have so much vision superiority in this game. And not only from the Thunder God's Wrath, but also just Zeus being able to throw out bolts all the time and maintain control over their side of the map. So yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of the way that the CDEC Youth lineup is looking so far.
Yep. So Shadow Demon, the Vici Gaming third pick, could lead into something like a Shadow Demon Mirana. That would be a classic, or I mean, Shadow Demon Leshrac would probably be the classic Vici Gaming support duo if you want to go way back to like TI4 era with FY Fenrir roaming around. But this was like the Vici Gaming pick for a long period of time, where Fenrir plays the Shadow Demon, FY plays some kind of follow-up, the Mirana, the Leshrac, and they just roam around the map finding kill after kill after kill.
Yeah, it is alright against the Bat. I feel like he's somewhat forgotten as a means to kind of deal with the Bat Red initiation. I mean, of course, they're still getting dragged along, but at least you give yourself the opportunity to get in position and help. And the roaming that you're mentioning, that's something that Zeus is very susceptible to on mid lane. I feel like he's a really good hero at the moment. He looks really good this game, puts a bunch of pressure on the Gyrocopter, going to force him into an early BKB, deals with split push really nicely, which I think is a somewhat underrated aspect of the hero, being able to keep lanes spammed out. He's really good with a relatively early Boots of Travel to still be ready to join his team, but there is the chance here that Vici Gaming could just completely shut him out of the game right from the word go, with Shadow Demon rotations, Nature's Prophet TPing in, and I think that's what CDEC Youth are targeting here as they pick up the Earthshaker. They just want somebody who's going to be able to sit behind the Zeus a little bit and try and keep him safe on that mid lane so that he gets the start that he's looking for.
And there's still quite a few mid laners available that you can pick to kind of dominate that mid lane. It's not really super style necessarily, but heroes like Queen of Pain available, who can just look to dominate that mid lane, but perhaps they just go for the more standard tempo controllers. But right now, 4th and 5th pick for Vici Gaming. Whether they get the support or the superhero, we'll have to find out. And it will be, I guess the Prophet could still be a 4th position here. We're not entirely set in stone based on last game that it will be an Ice Prophet.
Yeah, I mean, we could see that Nyx Assassin that we were talking about earlier in the series actually make an appearance. Could be like an off-lane Nyx Assassin, and then the Brewmaster is the 4. He's really good. Nyx is really good against Zeus, really good against Bat, and actually quite good against Dazzle as well. But
we can
we're
dream.
not going to be seeing it here. Yeah,
the Ag Scepter is actually ridiculous on that hero. I mentioned I only played so many pubs in the new game. I played like 3 of them on Nyx Assassin, and when you get that Ag Scepter up, you can just do so much. The damage mitigation with your ultimate in the Burrow form and the range you get and the ability to just spam spells continuously is just absurd.
Yeah, I think the Aether Lens is really good on him.
Yes.
As well.
Yeah.
It's builds up pretty easily. And the interesting thing about the Ags is that it also kind of solves mana problems for him, because it also gives him HP regen and mana regen. So you can go for the Aether Lens on the Nyx Assassin, and you don't necessarily get forced into buying a Yule Scepter or something like that. You can kind of just go like Arcanes plus Bottle into Blink, disassemble for your Aether Lens, and then just go straight Ags. But yeah, looks like we're just gonna have to settle for the Zeus game here. Probably not going to be seeing Nyx Assassin making an appearance.
No, I think probably the Brewmaster mid for Super. That seems more like his kind of hero. As far as Vici Gaming's playstyle go and just the way they draft, I imagine that's more likely. Still a bit of, I'd say, a small question mark on the Prophet as far as offlane versus support, but leaning towards offlane based on the Rubik ban and CDEC.Y mind and probably FY's mind as well. Last pick, Morphling. They're going to run a safe lane farming Morphling, and the answer is an anti-mage for burning. Heck? Gyro is an FY support? Yes. Okay.
Oh, God. FY... It's the Akecopter. It's back.
Dude, FY just wants to be a hipster, man. You see that guy? Like, he's like, we need to win, and we need to do it in style. He's funny because when he's at the summit, anytime he's like on camera, he wears glasses, but anytime he's potentially on camera, he always like he's very quick to remove his glasses. Him and Bulba both did the same thing. It's like, oh, we're on camera, gotta take my glasses off. So, FY trying to just reinvent the support metagame, perhaps.
Maintain appearances. I think support players could do with a few more people to look up to. So
yep.
I'm not totally opposed to it, but this seems a little bit weird to me with the support gyro. But I guess they had to make way for the.
It's a great anti-mage game, though. I'd say all in all.
Yeah, it is.
Zeus struggles tremendously against the hero. They're actually going to run Zeus in the offlane and decide to run Inflame mid. Batrider, they've got good catch for him with Shaker as well as Batrider, but where's the damage coming from? Morphling's going to need a lot of items before he can try and fight an AM head on, and I feel Vici Gaming have got themselves a pretty solid draft, even if the support gyrocopter is a bit out of the ordinary.
Yeah, and I feel like I really agree with Scant as well. We were talking about this Morphling when it got picked up the other day, and it still just seems like such a game-losey pick.
Yeah. It's lost every game of this tournament. I think it's been picked 3 times, I want to say. At least twice. And it doesn't fight well. It just does not fit with the tempo of the game.
Yeah, he just comes online so slowly. Even with the changes, even now that Adaptive Strike is a little bit better in the early game, but it still just seems like he can't
30 seconds to battle.
Can't get active as early as you would like him to.
Alright, well, we're going to see how Vici Gaming look to play this one. Will CDEC contest the offlane? Doesn't seem like that's the plan. A Zeus in the offlane should spell a very easy lane for Anti-Mage. I say that, but we may just see Ice playing down in the bottom lane. It's kind of unclear where he's headed just yet. Seems Burning is headed back down bottom. Won't be able to contest the Bounty Rune, and both teams will be able to grab one Bounty Rune apiece.
So Gyrocopter just got himself a Clarity and a Mango, ready to just run around with Fenrir, I guess, and try and find some kills.
Homing
I wonder if they were
into
expecting that
disruption.
the Zeus was going to be mid. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think they probably decided on the AM after the Morphling. They're like, okay, they're going hard carry late game with the Morphling. Burning is so comfortable playing in these kind of AM versus Morphling games. He's played so many of them, like going back to like TI2 era. Like this is like him in his comfort zone.
Yeah, this is definitely Burning in his element. So let's see. This is such a weird game now. Like support Gyrocopter, the last pick Morphling. Everything looked really standard up until a certain point, or somewhat, and then things. We haven't even talked about the Brewmaster. Like the rest of the draft went so crazy that we just didn't even talk about the fact that the Brewmaster got picked up here.
Well, Smoke Gang top, Fenrir is ready with a disruption. It looks like Ice is trying to bait this one. I imagine they try going the Dazzle here, and FY is ready with a Rocket Barrage. He's broken away from the creep wave, which means he can't split the damage up, and Icy, they won't even need a disruption to bring him down, it seems. Has a TP scroll, which is maybe why they want to hold on to that disruption, and a couple more right clicks, one more Rocket Barrage. Icy First Blood. SD picks it up.
Alright, it's the return of the roam for Fenrir and FY.
And Shaker just in the wrong lane to prevent that from happening, but he's in the right lane to possibly kill off Super. That's 5 Napalm stacks. The clap slow, not going to be enough. It looks like Inflame catches up with the burn damage and will secure a more important kill onto the mid lane. Not First Blood, but that's not the start Brewmaster was hoping for.
Yeah, they're going to need this Batrider to have a hell of a game if they're going to try and shut down this anti-mage, because they have very little control, especially with the Earthshaker in the support position. You know, Blink Dagger is going to be coming up very late, probably, here. Demons might be just stacking up the jungle a little bit. He can pass that over to the Bat, and then he can take over mid, so I guess there is still some kind of source of farm for the ES, but yeah, this anti-mage has to be cause for concern.
Aim's gonna get his free farm on. All three of the cores should be having at least a decent time as far as CSing goes. You can see already Ice out farming the Morphling. Morphling with just 5 last hits. Oh boy. That's a sad morph. And not an easy lane by any means, with just a Dazzle here to protect him. These Treants are just so pesky with the buffs they've received. You're just going to keep getting right-clicked down by them, and you're trying to outlast hit against a hero with buff damage and Treants to also help secure last hits.
Yeah, and Ice even going for the double Fairy Fire and the Bassis, so he's getting a ton of extra damage on top of what he's already got.
Alright, so next smoke coming down towards the bottom lane. They want this Zeus, and possibly thinking that Zeus is going to expect them to be up top. We'll see if they can get in here. June's gone for a side pull, and it looks like he's not going to get greedy and go for the XP at the neutral camp, knowing that this lane's about to push out for him. They'll hide in the side shop, though.
So they're just going to chill down here for a little bit. I wonder what the lane position is actually going to end up settling into here. Looks like it might be somewhat towards his tower, but I think he's still vulnerable. But he's had long enough now to maybe piece together the fact that the supports are missing from
And
top
yeah, you
lane.
can see where he's sitting right now, very far back. He's level 4.5, so he's already... Like, this is okay for him if he just says, look, I'm not gonna get any XP for now, just until the supports show on the map, because I'm level 4.5, and that's like all, like, for this stage of the game, this is plenty of experience for a Zeus.
Yeah, and he also needs to be... He's probably also thinking about the fact that the Nature's Prophet can TP in any time.
He's gonna try to buy his items, and Fenrir's gonna be there waiting. Do they see each other? Okay, there we go. He gets the right click. Fenrir, hello? Okay, doesn't want to go for the kill.
I think if he disrupted him there, then he probably gets blocked in as well by the illusions.
Yeah, and if like he gets blocked in, then AM blinks. Could have been a kill, but June just swoops on through. I think probably Fenrir was watching another lane when it happened. Is the best guess. And he also did not have a lane ward to know when Zeus was coming in to pick up his Soul Ring.
Alright, so we're 1-1 on the board right now. Prophet's still farming great. Anti-Mage farming great. Batrider doing pretty well, but again, he's the only answer really to the split push this game, so they gotta get him going. Have they stacked up the jungle a little bit? Yeah, they have already. They've got one stack over here on the big camp, so...
And the thing is, Morph is not farming great. He's only got 18 CS to Burning's 32. Could possibly find himself a kill if Daryl plays too aggressive up top, and it looks like that may be the case. Earthshaker is in the neighborhood. They're going to TP in Zeus as well. He pops one Fairy Fire, looking to get that little bit of heal. He'll have a second soon. Is he going to get it off? He gets it off in time! The Fairy Fire. Can he get a Sprout or anything? Demons could be looking for another Fissure soon. Has a Clarity, and it'll be the Waveform getting the kill. Boy, do they have to chase hard and far for that one. I've never seen the double Fairy Fire almost save someone.
Well, they secured the extra 150 gold value in the kill, I guess.
Mid lane, looking for the kill here on Batrider. We'll have to use a Primal Split to get it, but that's going to be another good rotation for Vici Gaming.
Jarecop just got level 3, Fenrir level 2. That's the really nice thing about the Shadow Demon as well, is that he just doesn't care about levels really in the slightest past a certain point. Definitely one of the best hard 5 heroes in the entire game.
Yeah. Well, the result of this laning stage is Burning doubling the Morphling on CS, so can definitely say Ice has done his job up here. And a death like that where 4 heroes come top, they get a kill, and then like they're probably the problem is you get a gank like that, it doesn't actually help the Morphling that much. He missed out on some CS while it's happening, and as soon as Ice TP's back, he summons Treants and he's back to contesting the lane. So it doesn't actually ease up the pressure that's there on the Morphling.
Yeah, and I still don't know what this Morphling was intended to do this game. I mean, even if you just rewind till before the Anti-Mage pick came out and you look at the way that the draft was set up, there's nobody that's particularly amazing to replicate on the enemy team, so you're not getting a really high value illusion like you do against the Luna, for example. I mean, the being able to split push is decent against the Nature's Prophet. I guess there wasn't a whole lot of lockdown on the VG side, so maybe that's the reason that they're looking at this Morphling, is he's going to be able to split push and he's not going to be threatened really at all. But yeah, it just still seems a little bit strange to me.
For another kill on Ice. He's got phase boots. He already popped it early on and he's being body blocked now. Another phase available. Waveform is going to clip him though. So another kill onto Ice. That one going to definitely help Morphling a bit more than the last one, since it only cost them 2 heroes to get it. And did not take them quite as long.
And Ice was really hoping to get his level 6 before he died, because then he'd be able to respawn and immediately go for a kill somewhere. Maybe even teaming up with the Shadow Demon. They get the Disrupt, Catcher, Wrath of Nature bounces through, he TPs in.
Speaking of Shadow Demon, he's being chased down a bit here near the mid lane. Brewmaster popped his invis, but decided he was too low to fight, and now Fenrir, in trouble, will give up a kill. So CDEC.Y starting to find a few kills in succession. Has not solved all their problems, because the biggest problem is still burning down in the bottom lane.
Yeah, you know, we thought that burning was a little bit under the radar at some points in the previous game, but this anti-mage definitely feels like it's even more so. It's just getting really good farm, by far the lead CSer, and this is a game where he is not really all that threatened at all. So it's definitely one of those games where Burning could just win it all by himself, potentially.
It definitely feels that way. FY, how's he doing his support gyrocopter? 2 points in the homing missile, 2 points in the rocket barrage. Drops the observer ward down bottom lane, but there's already a sentry there ready to take it out. And
trying to force the ultimate here from Super. A little bit of harassment coming in, but no mana left on Demons. No mana left on June, unfortunately. So he's able to keep on running.
Clariting up has a soul ring, but we'll need a bolt as well as an ulti to be able to get a kill on Super.
Dire's structures are fortified.
I do wonder if the anti-mage was pre-planned a little bit, because the Brewmaster is actually a really nice hero to go along with AM, because Brewmaster's strength makes up for how weak the AM is in the early game. You know, in a lot of senses, Brewmaster is kind of almost has like the strength of 2 heroes in the early stages of the game, so kind of acts as a springboard to get the anti-mage where he needs to be.
I could definitely see that. And it became even better when they saw the Morphling. But they didn't actually wait that long to pick the hero up after the Morphling. It was like pretty fast for them. We're like, okay, anti-mage, let's go. Perhaps the Zeus, like when they see a mid-Zeus, that's probably around when they were considering the anti-mage. And then the game just became perfect for it.
Yeah. This Zeus is actually doing pretty well. Has his Soaring and his Arcane Boots at a decent clip, so... Looks like instead of prioritizing the Earthshaker, they did end up prioritizing him. Prioritizing the Zeus, passing him the mid lane. Inflame did go and clear out his jungle stack, so he's got 2k gold now, getting somewhat close to his Blink Dagger, but Ice is already up to his old tricks. Look at all these purple little dots on the mini-map coming in, trying to block camp, scout things out, try and see the Blink Dagger before that first grand unveiling. And speaking of Blink Daggers, we've already got one up for Super now. So.
And even just seeing, if you see Batrider not on the map and not jungling, then you can probably fathom that, oh, I wonder what this Batrider is up to. He's got his blink and he's smoke ganking right now, so just having the tree and scouting out whether Batrider is jungling or not makes a big difference.
Yeah, just got some little items for the Morphling so far, nothing crazy, just Bottle, Aquila, Treads. They come all the way down to bottom lane to apply a bit of pressure, but looks like VG just gonna get some free damage on top tower.
I think they're pretending that they're, like, by TPing Morphling bottom, they're pretending they're ditching this top tower, but they've actually smoked up here with June, and this is a Batrider TP with his Blink. They're gonna look to go on the Gyrocopter, it looks like, to start things off. Blink in forward, there's a lasso. It's bottom lane where Burning's picked up a kill. The Zeus ultimate will help secure one more. They lose Ice as well. Bottom lane, it was a dazzle kill coming out of Burning and Super's Blink Dagger, it seems.
Yeah, Ice does manage to secure the last one on the tower with his Trance, so nice little bit of play there. Turns it around somewhat in the grand scheme of things.
Ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, that's fine for Vici Gaming. It's an anti-mage game. If they lose... I mean, Ice has now died 3 times, but ultimately it's space and farm going anti-mage's way, and there's... Unless a team's like really far behind or playing poorly, there's always going to be trades happening on the map. So your AM free farming and getting towers, getting kills, should be coming at the cost of something, and for Vici Gaming, it's an acceptable cost.
Lasso on the mid lane. Fenrir gets the disruption off, but he's dead.
Wow, you talk about how well June's doing. He's suddenly up to 1,800 gold now. 3-0-1. This feels like it's been like a core mid-Zeus almost.
is under attack.
Yeah, I wonder if he goes like straight to the Aether Lens, or what kind of build he's considering going for here.
The 4-staff is probably the main other consideration, but it seems just like a good Aether Lens in general. Like the 4-staff doesn't seem... Oh, it's good against the Brewmaster since you can get away from the Primal Splits easily. Get out of the cooldown once FY hits level 6, but there we go. He goes to the Aether Lens first.
Alright, so they got some extra damage. Burning has his treads. And Battle Fury already.
12 minutes in. He's getting gone on here at the bottom lane. No lasso available. Gonna flame break him back, but Burning has got 4 points in the blink, and they're gonna still look to chase him down even further. One more right click, Burning's got another blink. Oh, he gets hit before he gets it off. What a big kill to find for CDEC in flame. That was unexpected, I imagine, for Burning. Unexpected for me.
Yeah, he was like halfway through the blink wind-up and then just died. Name? Courier? Can you get it? Nope. No dice.
That's the Drum of Endurance picked up for Nature's Prophet. That was a lasso-less kill as well, just knowing that he had just enough damage to bring him down.
Yeah, and a really big kill for the Bat, since he's also gotten quite close to his 4-staff after...
Well, a solo kill on the most farmed hero on the map gets him a lot of gold and experience.
What else do we got to talk about? We've got the Lincoln's build on the Morphling here. Pretty standard. Tiro kind of needs it to farm.
It's standard, but I feel like the fact you have to rush Lincoln's is half the reason why this hero is pretty bad right now. Because Lincoln's as a first item is just not really a do anything kind of item.
Yeah, unfortunately he's got like 2 kind of mediocre farming skills. Like I feel like Replicate is not that amazing for farming. It's actually kind of difficult to use early on to actually go between multiple lanes, and it even makes it kind of awkward for your team as well, because you're like, oh, I want to farm this, and now I want to come and farm here with my Replicate, so somebody else has to move to be fully efficient, and then the waveform is kind of expensive to be spamming unless you've got the Lincolns. So.
Nice bolt
Hero's
coming
still
out.
in a weird
Whoa,
place.
Burning just blinked in, and there's going to be a lasso waiting for him. Super goes in with the ultimate, the Echo Slam. The Fissure does get cancelled, but they still kill off Burning. They'll lose Shaker in the meantime, but 2 kills in a row onto the B-God. This game's suddenly looking a whole lot better for CDEC. This is not a stage of the game where you want to be losing Antimates when he's got the Battle Fury online and should be flash farming.
Yeah, especially when they've got their tier 1s up on both bottom and mid. This is like the perfect scenario for Anti-Mage. You've got your Battle Fury treads, the tier 1's been taken on the opposing safe lane, so you have some access to the Dire jungle. You've got very safe access to your own jungle, but somehow CDEC is still finding these picks on him.
And now there's a 4-staff on Bat, so if you ever do get that pull onto the Anti-Mage, you can just bring him into your Earthshaker rather than having to like suicide your Earthshaker in there as well. Speaking of which, Demon's 850 gold, may get an Aurat time on his Blink Dagger.
Yeah, Dazzle's not even doing too badly either. He's got some Arcane Boots, so Icy kind of keeping up as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
This game looking not as straightforward as Vici Gaming would have hoped for. And the Dire Vision now in this bottom side of the map, giving CDEC full intel as to what's going on the map, when Burning's farming and where he's farming. Mid lane, they've caught June in the Sprout. He's going to look to just turn and fight his way out of this when he's being blocked in by some treants here. June will die to the homing missile, looks like, you betcha. FY may pay for this with his life. Gets caught in a totem and the waveform. Oh, not going to get the kill. It's the Shaker in the end. Getting the last hit on that one. In Flame, on the run. He's got a haste rune. He wants in. He wants super, perhaps. He gets purged, though. Loses the haste rune. 4-staff away. We'll see a TP out as well. So, nice bit of play coming out from In Flame to get himself out of that bad position.
And does still have the lasso up, so yeah, just gonna immediately buy a smoke and look to go again. Still some really good vision over in the Radiant jungle as well by the Dire, so Anti-Mage probably feels safe farming over here, but they might actually just be able to gear up and go for one more kill.
Here's the 3-hero smoke. They're not headed towards bottom. It looks like they want mid, perhaps, with the tower being there as well. Thinking they can get not just a pick off, but some tower money and map control out of this. Radiant team think they have high ground vision with this ward here, but And that's something CDC actually scouted out. June's actually going to come in, start dewarding it, perhaps trying to bait with Inflame ready for a lasso, but Vici Gaming seem aware that something is amiss as far as this mid lane's concerned. Rad&Dire going on the aggressive here, has a blink and a 4-star. He gets the catch on FY, pulls him back. Meanwhile, the Brewmaster is also engaged at the same time. He's looking for Icy. The Mana Void from Burning. He's come to the fight. He's got 1 kill, about to get a second. 2 kills go the way of Vici Gaming to start things off. Inflame chasing along the side. All they've gotten is that 1 kill on the lasso target. And with the Primal Split up for another second or two, Brewmaster gets off one last boulder. He's got a clap now as well. He's going to help bring down Inflame. Actually, no, he gets the 4-star away. The Purge, not... Actually, it is available. Fenrir. Can he get Inflame? Inflame's got a Blink Dagger off to the side here. It's CDEC who have managed to turn this one around with a kill on the Anti-Mage. It's Morphling rocking up to the party. Suddenly it's 3k gold. Ice trying to cover the retreat. He hits the waveform. The Adaptive Strike Fissure. Oh boy, what a good fight for CDEC. Vici Gaming are looking to retaliate. They're TPing in, respawning heroes like the Gyrocopter, but it doesn't look like they'll get anyone. And suddenly Morphling has more or less enough money for a Lincoln Sphere. Demons also has a Blink Dagger.
That's huge, actually. Wow. Yeah, Earthshaker got 950 gold out of that fight, so that is huge for him. It looked so good for Vici when they found those two right at the very start, but CDEC do have a lot of sustained damage between the Morphling if he survives and the Batrider as well. I think Inflame played that really nicely, keeping the Brewmaster Blink Dagger on cooldown. Otherwise, he would have been able to blink away as he was retreating back, so sticking around in the fog there definitely worked out really nicely for him.
Oh, Burning's going to blink into them. They've got the lasso Demons. He gets 1 totem hit. He's going to have a fissure. Oh, make sure you land it. The next totem not going to be there, but they won't need it. Okay. Anti-Mage, he's officially struggling. 12-minute Battle Fury turns into a 19-minute Battle Fury Hedris.
Ugh. Yeah, that is not a good pace to be setting here if you're the B-God. And he's now been eclipsed by the Morphling, who can start farming very safely. Yeah. Has a second point up in the Replicate as well, so it gets a little bit of extra duration to actually make it useful. And has the Lincoln's regen to also just be able to spam things out. So,
do you think it's just an E-Blade game?
I think so with the Zeus. Yeah. I think there's so much magical damage that even if the shotgun combo doesn't kill somebody...
No, I think it's the item. Even though it's not good for killing the AM, perhaps, I think it's so good at killing everyone else. You can instantly turn a fight into a 4v5, and we've seen they can handle the Anti-Mage. Nice size at top.
Another lasso.
Oh, lasso at mid. They're going to get a kill on the Shadow Demon. Going to be super trying to counter-initiate here, but Batrider's found a pick, and his team's gotten out. Aim at top is just trying to create space, just keeping this lane pushed out. Has a Replicate to fall back on as well, and he's going to do just that.
And the plays that CDEC are getting away with here are crazy. Like, they're just lassoing people behind the tier 1 tower when they're up against the Brewmaster, and just, oh, no problem, easy pick off, everybody gets out, totally scot-free. It's just some bold maneuvering, but it's working out great. Yeah. I mean, if you look at the net worth graph, that is a scary gradient if you're Vici Gaming.
Vici Gaming got their work cut out for them now. FY has picked up a Hedris. It looks like we'll be seeing like a mech build-up coming out from the Gyrocopter. Just going for those utility teamfight items. The drums is there for Ice, and... Super.
I thought they were going to Thunder God's Wrath and just randomly see the Brewmaster.
Oh, they will now.
Yeah, they will now, but...
I see.
No TP, actually. He might be dead. Is he going to get into the fog in time? Stops to heal himself. Super still chasing.
Yeah, he's got vision, and the treant's there. Oh, scouts him out, gets the clap, and I think he'll see that there's no TP and should be a free kill. But CDC just looking to farm elsewhere on the map. Not too much of consequence as far as the Dazzle going down. They have dewarded some of this CDC aggressive vision, which was a big problem for them throughout this early to mid-game stage of the game.
Well, Anti-Mage going to be annoyed a little bit by his own illusion here, but... Alright, he's got the Vlads now. He can pretty much go infinite in terms of staying out on the map and just continuously farming. His team doesn't really soak up a whole lot of farm themselves either, so he is definitely the one who's going to be taking everything here.
They want Demons, but I don't know if they want to overcommit to this one. Demons gets off the Echo. Super will not get the ulti off until the homing missile helps him out. There's the first kill. Aim now comes flying in as well. Lincoln's gets broken by the Brewmaster. And Vici Gaming have taken out the Shaker, which is going to make this team fight a whole lot easier for them. Dazzle teeping in will be scouted. As the bottle... Oh, not refilled. And the Brewmaster split wearing off. Vici Gaming trying to get the tier 1 tower. They will do so, but Super, he's going to pay for this with his life. One kill goes their way. Boning's blinked in. Needs to be a little bit careful here. He's going to have to blink the hell out of this one. Homing missile. Man, those are annoying. 4 points in the homing missile. Does a lot of damage if it gets that distance traveled.
Homing missile plus soul catcher OP.
Oh yeah, just need that veil. That veil rush, it's the build.
You can buy it with a bunch of Robo the Magi now instead of having to invest a lot of gold.
With the arcane boots, it's less like I've actually done the veil max homing missile. It's kind of funny. Bottom lane Inflame trying to find a kill here on Ice Ice Ice. He's going to be just enough. Can he get out of this one though? The homing missile is going to bonk him. No vision, it looks like. Inflame gets hit by the Shadow Poison, and there we go.
Shadow Poison.
Purge there. That's a big kill for Gyro. I say big kill for Gyro. It's a support, not really the ideal hero to be picking up the kill. And Morphling going to miss a waveform on Fenrir, who should still be going down. One totem hit, and a couple more from the Morphling will secure Morphling his 6th kill of the game. 6-0-3. Aim is looking good. Picks up a Yasha, so won't be seeing the Ethereal Blade. Looks like he wants to go more into a carry / split pushing Morphling style of play. Likely see something like a Manta style picked up as his next big item.
He is the only potential source of physical damage on his team, so I guess he's just kind of hedging his bets a little bit against the AM. They're not really going to be able to burst him with the shotgun combo. And as we talked about earlier, they don't actually have very good ways at all of stopping him from split pushing. Like the anti-mage last pick was good from that perspective, somewhat. You know, it was initially only the Bat Rider that was going to cause him problems, but I don't know who causes problems to the Morphling at all. I mean, Nature's Prophet's just going for an Ags build, so there's nothing like an Orchid to stop him. It feels like Aim's just going to be able to split push and farm really wherever he wants.
And with the fact that he's actually at the top of the net worth right now, they'll probably just bank on the fact that Morphling is just a hero that's not going to have a great early game. Doesn't keep up in farm with an anti-mage, but with all the kills they've been getting on the anti-mage and how much fun Morphling's been having across the map, it's really CDC in a good position. Morphling with a DD rune could be looking to secure a Roshan, but the rest of his team are elsewhere on the map.
Yeah, and that's where I feel like it's less that there's anything that anything special that Morphling has done this game as a Morphling. It's more about the fact that Inflame has had such a crazy good game that whatever one position hero they had was always gonna have a pretty decent time.
Adaptive Strike looking to just help his retreat here. He's taking a bit of damage, and the TP not going to come from Prophet. Not a good time to risk playing too aggressive here for Vici Gaming.
Alright, we're gonna Force Staff on Zeus, BKB on the Bat Rider, Anti-Mage. Just definitely gonna finish up the Manta style. Where do you think he goes after that?
Well, let's see. Do you consider going for a Linken's this game, like, as an answer to the Bat Rider, or are you just thinking he needs more split push? Because I guess Vici Gaming aren't going to be looking to just team fight with their draft. They're going to be looking to split push more and probably play the anti-mage more as like a pick-off type hero and a split push type hero. So possibly just going for something like an Abyssal build-up seems more likely.
Yeah, I feel like you're targeting the Abyssal BKB timing this game if you're the anti-mage, and then you're just like jumping in and popping the Zeus and the Dazzle in the backlines.
Yeah, the Abyssal BKB sounds pretty strong here. He's got to deal with a lot of 4-staffs. There's a third 4-staff coming now in the Shaker, and really a great 4-staff game in general for the CDEC Young side.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of safe farm on the map as well if you're the anti-mage here, so you don't necessarily need to get the Lincoln Sphere to be able to take all the the dangerous spots.
They
And
catch
Lasso
Super,
coming
but he
in.
gets the BKB off. They may just leave him on a cliff here, but he can blink on down, and that's exactly what it will do. June on the run. He gets Mana Voided down. In Flame, still in Firefly, gets out of the Sprout, gets over a Fissure as well. They've locked Burning in place. Can they kill him off with the Echo Slam? It's going to be just enough damage. What a nice play from Demons there. The Echo Slam and the Batrider helping finish off the AM. It's been a 2-for-2 trade so far, despite the Lasso power being negated by the fast Super BKB. That was some fast fingers from Super, but in the end, it doesn't win them the fight.
Man, that could have gone so much worse for them as well. Like, Morphling sat in a full duration tornado from the Brewmaster and did very little damage. I think he got like 700 damage total out in that fight, and then by the time that he actually managed to rejoin it, kind of fight was already over. But Burning getting crazy aggressive with some of these blinks. I mean, sure, he's got Spell Shield, but doesn't make him invulnerable.
I talked about how Burning playing an AM vs Morphling game would be him in his comfort zone, but it looks like he's forgotten how to play the Burning AM. He's playing like that aggressive style of carry that we've been seeing him play over the past few months, but this is perhaps just not the game for it. As we'll see, Ice, he's going to get caught out. Lasso gets used in the Morphling, gets himself another kill. And I believe this may even be time to go for something like Roche here if they want to. Maybe not the best lineup for it. They have got a Medallion on Icy though, and it looks like the Batrider replicate around the area.
Ice gets a little bit of his own back against the Batrider, denies the Illusion Urn from underneath his nose with the Treant, but
He'll scout out this Roche with the Treants. We'll see if CDC second guess this one. It doesn't seem like that's going to be the case though.
Is Batrider just back, Parker? Oh, he's in some trouble mid lane, but looks like he's going to get the TP away.
Okay.
BKB TP. But
It's...
I don't know,
I mean, for
S4 had
teams,
some really good games. This is a really good game.
It seems like if you've got a Batrider player, you're in pretty good position. Like the Alliance games around the hero, it kind of turned into like a must-ban hero against him in some situations. And what we're seeing now from Inflame has been incredible. Inflame has just been on point this entire tournament. He was like back on the old eHome squad. Like he would have some games where he was great, other games where he would lose his lane quite badly. But this entire tournament, he's played just some incredible Dota.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about the last couple of patches, and I think especially this patch as well. If you've got signature heroes, if you've got people who are just enormously good at something, the playing field is level enough to the point where you can just pick it for them, and they can win the game in the way that they're used to. So
I mean, we saw it with
still
like
some
Meepo and
bad
stuff, I
heroes.
guess, last patch, where like teams with Meepo players suddenly made the hero work.
And I feel like FY's shown that a little bit as well over the course of this tournament. Maybe not with the support Gyrocopter, but the support Evoker worked out all right. We've seen some Mirana from him. The Pudge game was fantastic. So
Aim just going to look to break down this tier 2 tower now. Has an Aegis in hand. As well as an Eagle Song. His farm really starting to accumulate. Even if it's not going to be an E-Blade, it could be a Butterfly. His Adaptive Strike does a lot of damage with all the agility that he's got. Whoa! That was like a 400 damage Adaptive Strike onto FY there. Super goes in, pops his BKB. He was trying to get the backlines. It looked like he wanted to catch out Icy there on the Dazzle, but completely misses, and now his BKB gets put on cooldown. CDC, not sure they're going to look to push up for this one. The Zeus is still in the top lane. It looks like Demons is actually in the bottom lane on the Shaker. He's waiting for a pick-off, perhaps. And mid lane, Brewmaster goes in. Blink, clap. There's the Primal Split. Who's the target going to be? They want Aim, but he's got a replicate. He gets back there. He's in the middle of the fight here. Maybe not the best position for him to be in. He's going to pop the Aegis. We'll be respawning fairly soon. Brewmaster Split still up. Blink. Echo gets 2 with the Thunder God's Wrath. He's taking out Prophet and Gyro. Burning, though, still very, very healthy. He's got 1 kill. Look for a second. He gets it with the Mana Void. Burning. Can he go back in, though? The Batrider BKB wearing off. Bat's got a gem. He does not want to lose that one. Unfortunately for Super, he can't blink in the Firefly. But a dead morph is a good morph as far as Vici Gaming are concerned. And Vici Gaming get a much-needed team fight to go their way.
That was just such a crazy, awkward replicate. Where he...
Yeah, I saw him pop and I'm like, oh, he's out. They're just going to disengage. And I was like, wait a second. He's in like the middle of the Vici Gaming side of things.
Yeah, it was just such an unfortunate timing for him that he happened to waveform in as they jumped him, and that the replicate wasn't in a great position either, so didn't have any big defensive, didn't have any big escapes up, and that proved to be a little bit of a disaster. Burning has grabbed a Hyperstone here, so
Okay. This is
what he's looking at. Brewmaster's already got a plate mail, and
it's got a. Okay, so it's not an AC then.
well, the Brewmaster could be going for like a Lotus, and he could just be Lotusing
Yep.
the Anti-Mage. So then Anti-Mage is going to go for AC, and they're just going to use the Lotus plus AC to high ground Siege once they get a little bit more control back in this game.
Perhaps it's just the CDEC.Y casual Hyperstone pickup that we saw him do. Like he picks up a casual Hyperstone and then much later turns it into like an AC or something.
CDEC.Y is a weird guy when it comes to item builds sometimes. It's always interesting to see.
Yeah. But yeah,
It's
for
like
now-
It's a different incarnation of like the old Mushi has 10k gold. What's he gonna buy? Like
Yeah.
you get to watch CDEC.Y and wonder what wacky things he's gonna do with his inventory.
Mushi spends all his time thinking what he wants to buy, and CDEC.Y just impulse buys all kinds of random stuff you just don't expect.
Who was it that played that Doom game and like ended up buying like 12 different items over the course of the game? Just kept buying things and selling them. I don't remember who it was at the top of my head, but that game stands out in my mind for whatever reason. When you talk about weird item builds,
Yeah. I'm not sure which game you're referencing there, but
yeah, no, never mind. All right, BKB on Anti-Mage.
yep.
So looks like he's feeling a little bit more confident to try and do something Morphling. We are yet to see what exactly this Eagle Song is going to be building into. What do you think? Is it just straight butterfly, or are we going to see the shotgun?
I'm feeling more likely it's a butterfly, given that it's his third item. Normally you'd see the second item with the ethereal blade, and also just the amount of physical damage now coming out from burning. Getting some evasion against him will help a lot. So split push and good team fight against AM until he gets MKB. Mid lane, looking for the Zeus here, but he gets the Fall Staff, the second one as well, and that's a Primal Split Fall Staff. The Fissure will block some of the chase. And this will probably just be a tier 2 tower for Vici Gaming as CDC back off, but Inflame's in position, looking for the catch here. Gets thrown up in the air though. Unfortunately, he was scouted out. He would have loved to have catched some retreating heroes, but not going to be the case.
Pretty well salvaged ultimate by Super there, at least getting the lift up
Yeah.
on the Bat Rider. Bat looks like he's going for an Ags and another kill on Ice
Yeah.
Ice Ice.
The Zeus ulti just giving Bat the info he needed that, yes, Ice 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 is in fact alone. I like
This
that.
has been two extremely unsuccessful Nature's Prophet games for
Yes.
VG.
He had such a good laning stage too. It really looked like he was going to have a really good time this game, but unfortunately just started giving away a few too many kills. And kind of similar story to last game, the Nature's Prophet kills just started to add up and contribute a lot to the comeback that we saw from CDC after the laning stage.
But I interrupted you. What were you about to say?
Oh, I was going to say, I like
on
the way
Bat.
I like the way they're using the Zeus ultimate just to like continuously get vision. Even there, it's not that the Bat needed the damage; he just needed to know if he was going to get counter initiated on. So he's just like, okay, I'm going to pop the Zeus ulti, and then he sees the Prophets completely alone. They've been doing like the Zeus ultimate just spammed out throughout this game.
Yeah, and their map control has been really excellent as well. I mean, you look at the Radiant Vision, and they've only got the single Observer Ward up at the moment. There is a gem on Inflame as well, which is even further complicating matters for Vici Gaming, but it means that they haven't really been able to find any kind of picks. It feels like, again, the VG supports have been somewhat of a weak point. It feels like, you know, FY and Fenrir were really hoping to roam around a lot in the early game and find a bunch of kills, but they got that first kill on top lane and then immediately fell a little bit quiet.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how what the next moves to Vici Gaming is going to be. Right now, Burning with BKB, still holding up that Hyperstone, has smoked up heroes behind him in this mid lane. Possibly could go looking for a jump here. We've got to find a way to break the Lincolns and then get the catch here. Aim's got Manta as well as Waveform. No replicate up for the time being, and looks like Ice 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 will just reveal himself mid.
Ags Bat, let's go.
Oh, Zeus ultimate, they get the vision they need. Super.
Both? Oh,
No, he just got one. Unfortunately,
I
but
thought he got
the
the super.
Brewmaster gets the split off. He's going on the chase here for Vici Gaming. Feels like they need to get kills during this split. Once it wears off, they're just so much weaker. Aim, possibly the target for now, will waveform forward, and Brewmaster about to lose that ultimate. Batrider still fishing around. He's in the neighborhood, and they're going to look to blink in. Echo Slam slightly mistimed, but they are going to get the catch onto Super. Demon's not the best Echo of his life, but it doesn't matter. It's still a one team fight for CDEC.
Burning was waiting to see if there was going to be some kind of opportunity to jump in there, but no dice.
He's hoping for like the Morphling to commit there. Aim plays those fights incredibly safe. If Morph ever tries to like fight the Brewmaster split, for example, like the Morph can kill off those bears very easily, but the risk is there if AM decides to try and fight.
Yeah. I'm a really big fan of this item pickup on Ice 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 here. He's gone for Rad and Dire. It seems a little bit weird, but one, it's a way to deal with the Butterfly on the Morphling, and two, it's a way to deal with the Lincoln Sphere on the Morphling as well. I think the play that they're going to be going for a little bit later on is that once Burning has his Abyssal Blade up, they're going to hope that Nature's Prophet can either pop the Lincoln Sphere with the Wrath of Nature or with the Atos, and then they're going to be able to Abyssal Blade him and focus him down. So.
And importantly, compared to the Sprout, it's instant, whereas the Sprout, you've got that bit of a cast time wind-up, so if you coordinate it well, it does act as a really nice Lincoln's breaker.
And that's where it would be really nice to see maybe some more defensive items on CDEC. They do have the Dazzle, so the Grave can always come out, but we don't have there's no Glimmer Cape. There's a couple of Force Stabs, so that is going to help out a little bit. But I don't know. Actually, what else can they go? I guess they can go Lotus, potentially, but there's nothing on VG's lineup that screams like, oh, you have to buy a Lotus.
I think more than anything, the Morph may just look to buy a BKB so he can fight into the Anti-Mage better without dying to the Mana Void as well as the Mana Break. It does possibly as his next item, or at least maybe the item after that, but BKB does seem to be something he'll need. Oh, they've caught someone. It's going to be Fenrir on the Shadow Demon. Fissure catches two. Demon goes blinking as well. Nice Flame Break will split him apart. Super. Can't actually blink right now, and Fenrir will barely survive this one. Burning looking to counter-initiate. Can he catch up to the Zeus here? One more blink will get him in range. A 4-star from June. Back to safety we go. No kills either way. Very close to bringing down Shadow Demon or possibly the Gyrocopter.
So Brewmaster has AC components at the moment, so it looks like Super is going to be completing that. The one other thing that we didn't talk about really with the Anti-Mage going for like the Hyperstone, or if he was planning to go for the AC, is that you don't really want to be building the Butterfly and then adding that to the Replicate Illusion that the Morphling can grab off of you, because it's just so annoying. I mean, Anti-Mage is going to end up just grabbing a Moonshot here instead, but I like the itemization from Burning.
Yeah, Moonshot into also the Abyssal, I imagine, is what he's kind of thinking here.
Yeah. I guess unfortunately at that point he's going to have to consume the Moonshard, so he's not going to get the little bit of extra night vision help, but it does help with split pushing a little bit for the time being at least.
We mentioned Lotus Orb. It's coming out in the form of the Gyrocopter, who's got the Recipe and Perseverance. Bit of an odd order of buying the item, but it'll get the job done.
Yeah. This is the first game I think I've seen in this tournament where I've actually kind of forgotten that FY is in the game. It's been a little bit lackluster from him, honestly. I guess the previous game as well. We knew that he was in the game because he kept dying to the Invoker. That was about it.
Oh, they get the Disruption out on the Brewmaster. That could keep him alive. No, the Blink Echo's there. They managed to break Brew. No split available until he buys back. They take out the Shaker using the BKB Anti-Mage. Will this be enough for the Vici gaming side of things? Aim here on the Morphling, forced a waveform away from Burning. Burning fighting his own illusion, gets mana burned a bit, but he's still in pretty good fighting shape. Still has mana to spend, and Ice looking for a catch. Drops the Sprout, won't catch up to anyone here, and that's a buyback from Brewmaster, so Vici gaming say, let's make sure we get something out of this. They're going to look to head towards Roche.
This is tough. It's up against Batrider and against Zeus. Both really good control around the pit.
And that lasso is a very short cooldown at this stage of the game. Up again in 12 seconds time. And Dire Vision again scouting out Vici Gaming's movement. They've not been able to deward much of their side of the map. Very much feels like they want to be picking up a gem of their own right now because CDEC just have all the information in the world.
But VG have found a bit of momentum here. A bit of push coming down towards bottom lane, but it's always going to be tough against this Zeus, who now has a soul booster picked up on top of everything. I think we were even feel a little bit worried about how the offlane Zeus was going to do here. I think kind of feeling like he was getting thrown to the wolves, but he has had a hell of a game actually.
He's got 200 CS even. Like this is
Yeah.
this is actually crazy. So probably see Octarine Core, I imagine. It's really nice with all these active items. He can decrease the cooldown of his Force Staff, his Yule Scepter, a lot more uptime across the board, and it's just way too late to justify getting a Bloodstone.
Yeah, he's already got plenty. He's already got quite a bit of regen from the Yule Scepters, so I don't think he needs the Bloodstone at all.
He scouted out Vici Gaming, grouped up, huddled together as 4 or 5 with the Zeus ultimate, and one thing that I feel like has worked out into Vici Gaming's favor has been, I mean, every time I look at the minimap or look at Treants, they just split up everywhere, scouting out every little corner of the map, and that's been something Ice has been very good at. Even when he's dying, he's always getting information for his team as to where CDEC are. He's pretty much acted as like the map vision for his team through his Treants and his hero.
And they've desperately needed it. I mean, they haven't had a good observer ward placement on BG for a very long time between the Zeus and the Batrider with the gem. So the Treants are kind of keeping them in the game in some sense.
Morphling did go back for BKB now, picks up a Morbid Mask, so we'll be transitioning into some lifesteal and ultimately a Satanic. And AM, he's already got the response, buys an MKB. Yeah, he consumed his Moonshard, gets the MKB, looking to be able to counter the Butterfly himself and fight into this Morphling. This is going to make AIM's life fairly tricky as far as fighting the anti-mage. He's going to have to rely on the lockdown and control that the Batrider as well as the Earthshaker can provide.
Yeah, positioning in these fights is going to be really tough. I feel like both carries have the potential at this point to beat the other one to death. It's just a question of which utility heroes get the lockdown first and who gets the jump.
And AM can't rely on the lockdown himself. He hasn't got that Abyssal Blade. They haven't even got anything like a sheep. The lockdown on the Radiant side is what? You hope the waveform's on cooldown or the replicate's dead and Fenrir gets him with like a Demonic Purge perhaps, but not easy to keep the Morphling in place in these fights.
Yeah, there's like the Boulder from the Brewmaster as well, but that doesn't seem very reliable at this stage, especially you know, as we've been talking about with this full 10-second BKB for AIM, who's not just going to continue building further into the late game. It looks like picks up a Morbid Mask, Satanic, definitely great for the Morphling, and he's been keeping kind of neck and neck with Burning on the net worth. Burning was ahead until he ate the Moon Shard.
Oh, they've got a catch here. Lasso, they throw the Zeus ultimate as well. That'll cancel some of the blinks temporarily if they were going to come. And nice. Taken out again. Will Vici look to make a play on this one, though? AC has not arrived just yet for Super. I believe he's still a bit short. Yeah, he still needs the Hyperstone for it. And they're going to look to blink on the backlines here. Super goes in, looking for the Shaker. That'd be a big kill if they can get it. He glimmers up, though, and I don't think Vici Gaming have the detection to deal with this. They'll see where he is based on the homing missile, though, and yeah, he blinks out of there. One of the nice little options that gives you. Super does not have BKB, but he's just going to drop the Primal Split very early on here. AIM will lose his Lincolns here. Looks to fight the Fire Panda. Up the backlines, Gyrocopter's already been taken down. AIM going to BKB and look to just man up and take Burning on, but he's kind of losing the fight against the MKB. Here comes Batrider again, but no lasso available. Both teams backing off. Morphling to be a little bit careful now with the BKB. Timing out. AM could try and re-engage here on the front lines. It's Ice. He's going, not taken out just yet. It's backlines, it's Morphling. He's still grouped up with his team, and it's full retreat from Vici Gaming. 3 dead. And a successful team fight for CDEC will secure them a Roche.
Man, I'm starting to wonder if at this stage VG might need to hope that they can somehow get some Morphling illusions of their own out of the Shadow Demon and just try and get the disruption illusions to beat him to death.
Well, I guess would you rather AM illusions or Morphling illusions though? Like, the AM illusions can at least burn his mana.
Burning looking for Inflame here, blinks up onto the high ground, gets him. Doesn't have room for the
gem. Where is the
gem on the Batrider? I think it was on the Earthshaker. No, it's on the Earthshaker.
Okay, they passed it over. I even saw Batrider with an empty slot, so I'm like, did he drop it somewhere? Nice pick off from Burning. Gets him 1,000 gold. Not every day you see an AM kill a Batrider and get that much gold out of it. But the tides have turned, and CDEC are the ones in the lead of this Game 3 decider. What a story that would be to see this team make it into the grand finals here.
Yeah, I was about to say that it would make the lower bracket match really hype as well, but I feel like no matter which one of these two teams drops down, we're going to have all of the remaining games that we have today are going to be fantastic. So definitely cannot complain. Burning going in, good damage. Just force out the replicate to mid from Morphling.
So Burning, I guess his last move is possibly replacing the Vlads with the Abyssal Blade we keep talking about, and you could see last fight, the biggest problem is just the lack of lockdown. They can't keep anyone in place. The Morphling was slightly losing the fight to the aim in the right-click battle, but ultimately the rest of his Vici Gaming's team couldn't really stay in the fight, and Bernie did not have the lockdown to be able to fight the Morphling, so it does feel like they really need that BKB.
Yeah, and it feels like the Zeus is also just kind of single-handedly killing the rest of Vici Gaming as well. He's living long enough, able to stay around the fringes of the fight. And the Gyrocopter and the Shadow Demon still really not contributing a whole lot. FY, does he have his Lotus Orb completed?
Finally does. He just bought it now.
He does. Alright.
He's been like sitting on a Perseverance for a long time.
Oh man, Super keeps dying. It's just never getting any closer to this AC.
Very much has become a kind of pseudo 4 Protect 1. I guess the Nature's Prophet's getting a lot pushed out on the map with the Aghanim Scepter, and that's almost a problem in some ways, that Ice is soaking up so much at the farm here. But we'll see him pick up an Ultimate Orb, so we'll be looking to pay it back with some control for his team in the form of a Sheep Stick. CDEC actually going to go for a smoke up here. They show the Zeus on the map at top lane. He has got level 2 Boots of Travel though, so he can TP onto one of these heroes should they find a pick-off. And it looks like CDEC are hunting for the Anti-Mage, hoping that he's somewhere in this top jungle area.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It is Batrider leading the way, trying to find that lasso. Shaker's behind, ready with his stuns. But it seems Vici Gaming not going to get caught out by this one. They throw the Zeus ultimate, they see Burning. Oh, is he going to stay up here? No, it doesn't look like it.
This is getting tense.
In this game, you've still got all your lanes of Frax if you're Vici Gaming. You've still got the Burning Anti-Mage in a late game setting, with one item slot remaining, really. Brewmaster, you throw an AC on this guy, and suddenly Vici Gaming's teamfight gets a whole lot stronger. So it is still a doable game for them.
Yeah, it doesn't feel lost by any means, but it just feels like there's so much weight on the Anti-Mage.
And it's going to get harder. Morphling Satanic, and I imagine what could be a Refresher Orb coming out for Inflame on the Batrider. It means he can just initiate on any hero he sees at the start of the fight and still have a second lasso for when the Anti-Mage comes into the fight to keep him in place. So I feel a Refresher for Morphling, for the Anti-Mage is going to make life very difficult for Burning.
Yeah, if Batrider manages to lasso 4 people as well, that would be pretty impressive. I doubt it's gonna happen, but
he's got FY.
It's one here with FY. He's just gonna go dragging him back. Doesn't even really need any help, it looks like, here to find this kill. Not gonna finish him though. Flame Break? Alright, there you go. Flame Break DOT is gonna do it.
He's a Batrider player, you can tell. He left him. Cool guys don't look at explosions, and Inflame doesn't look at FY, his dying body, his sinking ship. CDEC, just a free casual pick-off for them. Doesn't really cost them much, and for FY, it's just more time spent on the sidelines.
So Super is finally he potentially gets his AC here. Looks like he's sending the courier out. So all right, AC complete, Refresher complete. Zeus still has the Aegis for like 10 seconds.
AC's not complete yet, and I say that because this courier could get found and sniped.
Uh-oh.
Alright, he makes it past.
Lane's all in a really good position for CDEC now.
Yep. And I imagine this T2 tower will go down without a fight, but there we go. Aegis disappears. Zeus will lose that second life. CDC just using it to get themselves on farm. They'll throw another Zeus ultimate just to get that intel they need. They see Ice at bottom, who will immediately TP the hell out of there.
Yeah, it really speaks volumes about the the level of control that CDEC have had over this game with the way that Ice has been forced to play. Like he TP'd bottom, he summoned some treants, ran immediately back into the fog, and then as soon as the Thunder God's Wrath happened, he just TP'd out. This early Batrider pick has really worked wonders for CDEC, and maybe showing that this Nature's Prophet does have some weaknesses. I wonder if we'll continue to see him picked as early as he has been in the later series today.
Yep. Okay, so Ice, I imagine just going to look to buy that Scythe of Vice. Oh, they've caught him. He's been lassoed. 7,000 gold. Burning has got buyback money, and some on top of that. I feel he almost needs to try find a way to pick up some big items here. Get that courier to the secret shop, because here comes a push. Okay, here we go. They want the Shadow Demon. Batrider has got the Refresh Orb available. Can he kill Burning a second time? He's going to throw a Flame Break, force himself back. Has a BKB, hasn't popped it yet. He's locked Burning in place. Can they kill him off? This could be the game. The Lotus Orb is there. It looks like Burning will get the blink out for now. In Flame, Zeus Ultimate comes in. He's going to get the kill on FY instead. And CDEC going to die back on their Earthshaker, but they've taken out 3 Vici heroes, one of which has a buyback right now, and luckily Burning got off a big mana void to set up 1 kill there, and also did not go down a second time, but they've still got high ground defense issues here. Morphling also has buyback and boots of travel, should they somehow kill him off. Blink in, buyback, Prophet wants to take this fight, but no Brewmaster split. Super just can't offer anything to this, and off to the side we see Ice is trying to pull away creep waves, but Inflame's got another lasso in 15 seconds, and once that lasso's back up, I don't think Vici Gaming can come near CDEC.
Not even gonna need it just yet. They get the melee barracks and away they go.
They're gonna try and re-engage. Super, his blink gets cancelled, it looks like. Force the BKB now, throws the Drunken Haze. Aim, ready to just fight himself his way through the front lines here. Inflame has a lasso. Who's he gonna go for? Needs to identify the real anti-mage. Goes for Super instead, pulls him back. Just gets the 1 hero lasso. I think he was looking for 2. Disruption will buy some time for Super, but there's no way he's gonna escape that one. June gets himself another kill. He's godlike, and for Vici Gaming, they just keep on losing lives here. The AM Replicate working against Vici Gaming as well, and CDEC, oh boy, looking good here in the late game.
Yeah, and I'm sure Zeus is just going to be calling out there on mid that he's a little bit low on mana, and he's got a Hex now completed if they back up. Yeah. So not going to stick around any longer, and that Hex should probably spell problems for Burning. He's got a bunch of gold, but I'm not doing anything with it at the moment.
Yeah, I was very surprised to see him just try. The lifesteal is nice and all, but there we go. Buys the Basher, right, Abyssal Blade. Could have had an Abyssal Blade. I think he even had money for Abyssal after buying back that fight, I want to say. How much does the Abyssal Blade cost him? With, okay, so 6 points. Okay, so if he bought the Abyssal Blade, he would not have had buyback, which is why I think he held on to it. Held on to the money for that fight. But I imagine he will be replacing the Vlads. Probably asking a teammate, like, okay, guys, who's going to buy a Vlads for the team now? Kind of need one, but everyone is very, very poor right now.
Yeah, we've got a 18.75 second cooldown Hex on the Zeus. That's getting into like 3 a fight territory, potentially, depending on how quickly people get bursted down.
And for Zeus, he can use all his spells from such long distance as well. When he's got that Aether Lens, it just gives him that little bit of extra safety. He's got 4 staff. They've got multiple 4 staffs. Anyone who gets like kind of initiated on by an AM, they're just giving them 2, 3, 4 staffs to try and keep them alive. Demon's even looking for a late game Shadow Blade. One of those items which, in the late game on a hero like Shaker, even as a support, can cause all kinds of problems. For a hero like Burning who wants to maybe solo split push a lane if he's getting caught out by it. If a gem suddenly gets lost in a team fight, it's being held on a Shadow Demon, but there's always a high chance Fimra just gets taken out in a team fight, and suddenly you've got no detection for an Invis hero. There's Roche. Scattered out by both teams.
Well, on the upside for VG, Zeus now has 3k mana, so if they mana void him, that's gonna hurt his team a lot.
Yep. I can get aboard with that. You've got to hope he burns through some of that mana first, but
yeah, that's true.
That's the thing. Graving him isn't going to cut it alone. You've got to make sure nobody is standing next to him. Vici Gaming possibly about to get jumped here. Inflame's there. He's been homing missile though, so that's going to land soon. The fish are going to be off the mark. There's the Heck coming out onto aim, onto the Morphling, but Burning can't get there for the Abyssal Blade instead. It's a double lasso. The Lotus Orb will reflect onto Inflame. Can Inflame get out of this one? He gets graved up. Perhaps unnecessarily, but looking just to cover their bases here. It looks like a full-on retreat now for Vici Gaming, who lose the gyrocopter in the process. That Lotus Orb probably saving Vici Gaming from losing more there. Batrider could have pulled the Anti-Mage away and possibly even lassoed him a second time if he wanted to. Well, a nice play, but not going to win you the game if you're Vici Gaming. They're now going to be having to deal with an Aegis on the side of CDEC. And another push likely to be coming soon out of this team.
Yeah, it even feels like AIM is a little bit of even a red herring potentially at this point. They focus him and then the Zeus just gets to open up. And the Zeus's damage at this point in the game is extremely consistent as well. It's not like he's just a burst damage hero. Yeah. He's getting a bolt off every 4.5 seconds and an arc lightning every 1.3, and all of a sudden you're just dead to the static field as well. So it's very tough for Vici to find some kind of initiation here. It could have been a little bit cleaner on the Morphling for sure, though. They got the Hex and then just didn't manage to follow it up all that quickly with the Abyssal Blade. Yeah. It was really nice movement from Morph to just head down into the narrow corridor in the trees and make the vision that little bit more difficult.
Yep. I imagine it would have been probably an unsuccessful kill on him regardless.
With the Grave.
Yeah, with the Grave as well as the fact Batrider was coming in with a lasso. Thanks, Ice. Just trolling with Icy on the Dazzle. He like surrounds him with like 8 treants and just gives him the full-on cage treatment, but Dazzle will fight his way out. I think Ice at this point, probably just not much he can do and anything to just frustrate CDEC.
What else? We got a Moonshard that's being consumed on the Morphling. He's got another 4.4k. I don't know if there's anything that he changes in the 6 slot here. I mean, maybe the Manta style? I don't know, for just like a Scotty or something like that. Still seems very good though, the Manta.
Yeah, and if anything, Scotty kind of increases your mana pool, which could help the AM if you're like in a full-on fight with him without the BKB, potentially. I'd rather see him maybe get a Daedalus if he wanted like a fighting item, but I think his current item set is just, it works out fine. He can use the Manta illusions pretty effectively. It's scouting information for his team. It's just illusions you can send to just chip away at the base. CDC now entering the luxury territory with some of these items. Boots of travel on like all their heroes right now, except for the Dazzle, who is holding a cheese and gem. And they're smoked up, looking for a catch here. Mid lane, Ice likely be the one getting caught out. There's the Blink Lasso. They see FY as well. They'll get the kill on the Prophet. FY, will he go down? It looks like they're not going to get greedy and go for a second.
Alright, so Burning subs out the Battle Fury for a Butterfly here.
Alright, I like the decision,
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Battle Fury, you need it to push out waves, so right now you need to win this team fight or you lose the game. And no MKBs in sight for any of the CDEC heroes. Makes an anti-mage illusion though, so this replica is going to be an extra problem for Vici Gaming to have to deal with. They break the Lincoln's Burning, goes in with the Abyssal Blade, pops the BKB with the Lotus Orb, but Batrider does not take the bait. There's the initiation from Earthshaker. They take out Brew. He does not get the split off. There's going to be a refresh coming in from Inflame. He gets another lasso off. Unfortunately, again missing the 2-hero lasso, but who really cares? CDEC sure don't. They're winning this team fight. They take out the Nature's Prophet on buyback. They're going to lose FY. 3-hero Fissure. The Totem from Demon's going to follow up onto Fenrir. Gem on the ground. That Mana Void not doing anything at all. And Demons, he's graved up. He's got another Totem. He's going to start up burning. It's GG. They've taken down the Burning Anti-Mage, and CDEC Young are through to the grand finals. What an impressive showing.
Top 2, baby. That's pretty impressive. I mean, this isn't the most stacked tournament in the world, but you can't take anything away from them. This has been a really impressive series, especially dropping game 1 as well, keeping it together and bringing it back.
For Vici Gaming, I feel like they were a bit all over the place. Like some of the different picks and drafts were like with the FY, I mean Gyrocopter support, the Invoker support, something a bit different that they tried that at least that game it worked out, but all in all it felt like not just like some of the picks, but even some of the decisions. Like the Gyrocopter Rapier purchase that completely got caught out. This game, Anti-Mage Burning did not look like Burning today is all I can say.
Yeah, it was just really tough. I feel like a big problem this game was just the supporting cast, really, between the gyrocopter and the Shadow Demon just not being able to do all that much in the team fights. You know, like we said, the gyrocopter got the one cute kill in the early game with that initial rotation, and then just, I mean, all it did was buy a mech and a Lotus Orb. Could have really been any hero in that position, but
Yeah,
it's not going to work out very nicely for Vici. But there you go.
Yeah. So Vici Gaming still in the tournament. They will be fighting eHome in the lower bracket, best of 3, to see who's going to make it back into the grand final. And eHome will have a thing or two to kind of pick up from that game, perhaps. But right now, we're going to take a break, guys. We'll hopefully be coming back after maybe like a 10-15 minute break, and we'll have that lower bracket finals, Vici Gaming versus eHome. You're listening to GoDz and Basskip casting the Rad&Dire Cup 2015 here on Beyond the Summit. Stay tuned.